Welcome to SMEX Ed. Class is in session.
I'm your host, Amanda King, and I'm here to teach anybody who wants to fucking listen how to have the audacity to say fuck it to societal standards and live their most authentic life. This podcast is dedicated to bringing the sexual conversations we have behind doors onto the main fucking stage. Because sex, masturbation, squirting, guess what? It is all normal. And by bringing these conversations to the forefront, we help people feel less alone in this world. We help them feel safe. We help them gain their power back. We help them step into their confidence and express themselves sexually in this world unapologetically. Because it takes fucking audacity to be your truest self. And we have a boatloads of audacity all up in this bitch. So let me ask you this. Are you ready for some epic shit?
Hello, everybody. Today we are going to do a short Q&A. I have selected about 4 questions. I'm going to go through them, answer them to the best of my ability. And as always, if you have follow-up questions, feel free to DM me. Hello, everybody. For today, we are going to do a quick Q&A. I've picked about 4 questions that I'm going to answer, and just a heads up, for some reason, sometimes when I post the question, it is not actually showing up on the bottom. I noticed it did it on my penis pump videos yesterday if I add a photo overlay. So what I'm going to do at the beginning is I'm just going to say the question just in case that when it gets set into Snap, if the question disappears, you guys at least know what the question is. So let's jump in. Your partner is well endowed, and when you are in doggy position, it's starting to hurt because it feels like he's slamming up into you. What are some things to do to make it hurt less? Communication is key. So 1, tell your partner, hey, that hurts. Number 2, ask them to stop thrusting so deeply. Typically in doggy position, they're in control since they're doing the penetration. They don't need to put themselves fully inside of you. They can focus on shallow thrusts rather than deep thrust. Another tip is change the angle at which you are doing doggy position to make it easier for them to fully thrust in you. So if you are on all fours, that might not work. They may need to get higher, they may need to get lower. You may need to bring your hips up or bring them lower. Experiment, there we go, with the positioning of it to see what works best for both of you. A couple other tips. Your vaginal canal lengthens as you become aroused. So if they are well endowed, don't switch into doggy position until you are fully aroused. That way it makes it easier for them to go insert themselves in and out of you. Lubrication can help. It's not going to help with the depth at which they go, but it may help make it a little less painful because the lubrication obviously will lubricate their penis in and out of you a little bit easier. And another thing, not all sexual positions are meant for every couple. And I know that really sucks because we want to be able to explore that. But if the position is putting you in pain, you should never, ever, ever, ever continue doing the position. So doggy style just might not be for you. There are other ways and other positions that you can explore that work better for both of your bodies that leave you feeling good without being hurt. There are benefits to having a partner be well endowed, and then there are also cons of having them be well endowed. So just know that your safety is the utmost important, and you need to be able to communicate to them like you need to back off with the thrusting, or you need to be a bit more shallow with the thrusting, or we need to try this position in a different position because you can achieve the exact same sensation of doggy style in different positions, but that's not really going to change the length or the girth of him. So it is about sometimes just finding positions that work better for you and abandoning other positions, which I know we never want to hear, but it needs to be a realistic conversation that sometimes people who are more well endowed will struggle with certain sexual positions. Is it normal for someone to yawn after they have had an orgasm, during sex, anytime when it comes to a sexual experience? Abso-freaking-lutely. Just because someone yawns doesn't mean that they are bored with what is happening. The human body reacts differently to stimuli and especially orgasm. So there are people who will orgasm and instantly yawn. Why? Because your body's freaking tired. To create an orgasm, to ejaculate, to come, to squirt, all requires a lot of energy. And so when that energy is expelled, sometimes the body reacts by going, God, I'm so relaxed. I'm so tired. And then a yawn happens. It's not anything intentional. It means nothing against you or your ability to please them. It is just a natural body reaction. There are physical reactions post-orgasm. So even though someone just ejaculated, they can shake, right? Like they can have heavy breathing. Their body can react. It can convulse in a way that they're not used to. We can also have emotional reactions after orgasming. So if you message me about giggling, crying, laughing, and hysterics after an orgasm, all are normal. You have to realize that when you're having an orgasm, there are hormones that are being flushed through your body that are making you feel really good. One, your adrenaline spikes when you are having an orgasm. Number two, you have endorphins that spike. All of these feel-good chemicals take over your body. Your body relaxes, and then you may have some type of emotional reaction after an orgasm. All of it is completely normal. There's nothing to worry. Your partner doesn't like going down on you. It's a personal preference. They're not a fan of it. But you want a toy that simulates oral sex, but you're afraid that your partner is going to feel bad about it. How do you bring it up? Number one, you don't have to bring up the fact that you are buying a toy to your partner. I am all about open and honest communication. Don't get me wrong, especially in relationships. But some things can be kept for just us. So if you want to buy an oral sex toy because your partner isn't into giving you oral sex, that is within your right. And it's not necessarily something that needs to be brought up, especially if you feel it may hurt their ego and or feelings in some way, shape, or form. It's okay to buy the toy, use the toy by yourself, and for it to just be your thing. However, if it's something you would like to discuss with them, just sitting down and having an honest discussion of like, hey, listen, I know you're not really into oral sex, and trust me, it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it. I don't ever want to make you feel uncomfortable. However, I do want to be able to explore that type of sensation on my own because I do enjoy that. And I've been thinking about purchasing a toy that does that for me. And I just wanted to let you know so that you were in the loop. Is, I think, a better way of bringing it up. I don't think you should have to ask permission for a toy, and that's just my 2 cents. So I would never say to my partner, is it okay if I buy a toy? It's absolutely okay for you to experience pleasure on your own. But if you want to keep them in the loop, go ahead, let them know what's going on, let them see the toy that you're going to order, and let them be a part of it. Maybe they watch you use the toy. And one more thing, because this person said, I don't want to bust his ego. We need to take ego out of sex. And what I mean by that is there is nothing wrong with being able to give feedback, coach, guide a partner without that partner making it mean something about them. Listen, no one is the god of all sexual acts. No one, not even the most experienced. Yeah, there are definitely people who feel they have a little bit more experience and that makes them more knowledgeable. But every single person, when you're exploring someone's body, it's a new body to explore. And so ego needs to be taken out of the equation, and you need to be able to have an open discussion of like, hey, this feels good. I want to try it. I want you to participate with me. Watch me, without partners making it mean that their partners are unsatisfied with their sex life. The best way to have the best sex ever with your partner is open communication and to say, I want to try this. Let me guide you. Hey, I don't like when you hold my face like this. I like when you hold my throat like this. Hey, I don't like when you kiss me like this. Maybe we could try this. Or maybe that's not the type of stimulation I like there. Can you try it this way? This is how you get better at sex in general, but especially with a partner, as you learn each other's bodies, you guide each other through the experience, and then it ultimately gets better and better and better. And that is all that I have for you guys today on this quick Q&A. As always, if you have follow-up questions or any questions in general, don't be afraid, there we go, to DM me. I know I didn't get to everyone's question.
Thank you so much for listening to Smex Ed with Amanda. And some parting words for you today. Remember this, no matter how hard society pushes you down, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get the fuck back up, they can never stop you. You are unfuckable with. You will win. Don't allow this world to dictate how you show up in it. Don't allow society to make you bend the knee. Instead, make them bend theirs. And don't forget, if you like what you heard, go on to iTunes and Spotify and leave your girl a review. Until next time, my beautiful people.